Hi everybody, Kaiwaza with you. Welcome back to my channel and to my cavalcade of Hawaiian record videos. We're going through compilation albums. We're actually sort of getting close to the end of the compilation albums. And we're on the letter S, and let's pick up where we left off in the last video. First album today is it's a concept album, kind of an interesting one, called Slack Sax. By a variety of artists, most notably Gabe Baltazar, who's a noted sax player who lived here in Hawaii. Also Cyrus Green is rather well known, and he did some of the vocals. Bart Bascon on guitar, and several other musicians. Now, the concept here is that it's the 1930s, and saxophone was quite popular in Hawaiian music, dance bands and whatnot in the 30s, and so the concept is this is like a dance hall experience here in Hawaii that you would be going to on a Saturday night or something, and the band is playing Hawaiian songs, singing and using dance band with saxophone. And what's interesting is that the first side of the album is all actually old songs from that time era, hula blues, na'ali'i, niuhauhau, etc., songs that were in existence then that you could have heard that way. The second side is our compositions that had been written since that time, like Waimanalo Blues and Makapu'u, Paniolo Country, these Morning Dew. These were popular songs that had been written since that time period, mostly in the 70s. So obviously you never would have heard these songs in the style of the 1930s dance bands, but they do them here. And it's quite a nice album. It's interesting, and it's interesting to hear those songs performed that way. I remember when I worked at KCCN at the early 80s that we did kind of get some of these songs got some airplay, not too as much as I think it would have been nice to, but it's an interesting album, and I like it. This one, Songs of Hawaii, don't see this very often. I remember picking this up when I lived in Oregon, I think at a Goodwill or something, and it's in really nice shape. Features two very well-known artists, not singing together, but their songs separately, Saul K. Bright and Andy Cummings. Andy Cummings is very well known for writing, I think he wrote it, right? The song Waikiki, yeah. And he wrote, quite a few other ones. And this is actually not an old recording. These are like newer recordings that were made of these two gentlemen singing these songs. So these were recordings, I believe, were made for this record, like in the 60s or something. So they're not like the old recording of Andy Cummings singing Waikiki from like the 40s or 50s. It's later. Really a nice album also, and there's some unusual songs you don't hear very often. Mauna Kea Paradise, Riff Raff, Hinano Kona. Nice album. Okay, this one. Now we get to a series, the next 3-4 records I really love. Really love. Well, because of what they are and because of the cover art. And these are all on different kind of budget labels of the time. This one is on Audition, Supertone High Fidelity, Songs of the South Seas. Played by popular Hawaiian orchestras, including the Royal Garden Islanders, like who are they? Ray Kinney and his orchestra, and others. Ray Kinney, of course, is well known, and as was typical of these set of recordings, there's like 2 songs by Ray Kinney, and everything else is by the Royal Garden Islanders, who there is no group called the Royal Garden Islanders. It's actually Sam, Makia, and Hal Aloma, and some other musicians. Sometimes Ray Rafols is in there. And I love the front end cover on these and the back. Now you might have noticed, if you had been looking behind me, these record albums here that I have up here, I don't know if you can see them all, but these 3 all the same groupings of ladies taken in different pictures, but it's all the same ladies. And this lady, you might have noticed, is actually this lady, who is a former Miss Hawaii of 1958, I believe was the year. But here she is here in the same setting, same waterfall, whatever. They just put her in a different outfit. So who knows how many more pictures from this photo shoot are out there somewhere. Another in this series, this is Color Tone Records, Romantic Echoes of Hawaii. This picture is actually taken in Tahiti. Ray Kinney and his orchestra, and the Hawaiian Islanders. The Hawaiian Islanders being the same people as the Royal Garden Islanders, being the same people, which is Sam Makia and Aloma, and whoever else happened to be joining them for that session. Great label. Keep Your Eyes on the Hands, To You, Sweetheart, Aloha, Kakai Mero, Kauna Kakai. Most of these songs have some assortment of the same songs on it. Not much derivation in the record titles. Here we see Songs of the South Seas again. Songs of the South Seas. Not the same recording exactly, but some of the same songs. Ray Kinney and his Hawaiian Orchestra, the Hawaiian Islanders, and other popular Hawaiian orchestras. I think they do, and this lady is on several record covers as well in different poses. This kind of being one of my favorites. I love this cover. One of my favorite covers. Beautiful. Yeah. The Hawaiian Islanders and the other group that they list on here, not on the cover, are the Plantation Players. But I mean, the Plantation Players and the Hawaiian Islanders, I think, are the same group. Ray Rafols may be singing on the Hawaiian Islanders, and that's the only difference. Plantation Players. Yeah. Finally, in this grouping, we have Songs of the South Seas. Where have I heard this title before? I don't know. And again, not the same records, somewhat different selections from sort of the same group, some of the same, some different. Ray Kinney. Ray Kinney's always doing the same songs. Ray Rafols and his Islanders, so otherwise known as the Hawaiian Islanders on that album. Waldorf music. This one also taken in Tahiti, that picture. I love these records. I don't know, they just have stereotypically very beautiful covers. Don't you think so? And, you know, I love them. And I actually like the music on them too really well. The Ray Kinney stuff is okay. I mean, they took, I think, some of the Ray Kinney rejects and put them on those albums. But the Plantation Players, Hawaiian Islanders, Garden Islanders, whatever they're calling themselves, are really good on these records. Okay. So we're going to pause there and listen to some needle drops of some of these records.
I'll be dreaming of you always. You'll be in my heart when the song of love is ended. E hukia, e onia, e ke aloha e. E hukia, e onia, e ke aloha e.
enjoyed that music, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and leave me any comments or messages below if you're interested in these albums. And check out my other YouTube channel called Hawaiian Leisure Hour, where I have selections from these records, and also Hawaiian Hi-Fi on live365.com, which is my easy listening Hawaiian music radio station, also featuring songs from the record collection. So a couple different venues there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.